Oh, hi there. I didn't see you there. Well, I'm Big Hoss, and this is Big Hoss History. I got a little bit of time, I guess. Well, I could use this one, I guess. The year is 1801. America is still recovering from the American Revolution. And one of our merchant ships gets attacked by barbary pirates, or we called them corsairs back then. It was a lot fancier. So, as an act of good faith, Spain decides to pay the tribute, similar to essentially ransom, to these corsairs or pirates to get the ship and its crew safely returned back to the U.S. and advised that we start doing the same. And we're no stranger to this. We had to deal with this when we were under British rule, but the British obviously just paid the ransom, and that was it. But we just got done kicking the British's little tea and crumpets butt out of there, so we're not doing that again. So we decided the president decides it would be a lot easier to try and negotiate it peacefully. Now, the president is Thomas Jefferson, and he likes to be a little more diplomatic. So he sends Tobias Lear over to talk to the Tripoli's Pasha, or leader, or king, or whatever. I'm not entirely sure what the equivalent is. So he sends him over there to meet the Pasha, Yusuf Karmanali. And they're negotiating, talking, and it's going fairly well. At one point in the conversation, he brings up that they're still recovering from kicking the British out, and we couldn't afford tribute, unfortunately. And after hearing that these, essentially pilgrims, kicked out one of the strongest armies in the entire world at the time, he rethought his position and decided on a peace treaty. But that wasn't before a little bit of war happened. And one of these wars was called the Battle of Verdun, where Thomas Jefferson actually sent Marines over to deal with the issue. And along the way, they burned down a captured American ship because it couldn't be salvaged. It would never sail again. So we decided if we can't have it, they can't have it. Burn that down, and everything's going well. They decided to storm, I don't know if they have a castle or something like that, but they decided to storm the Royal Palace or whatever over there and talk to Yusuf Karmanali personally. And that's how the famous line, to the shores of Tripoli, went into the Marine cadence, I guess that's what it's called. I'm not entirely sure. But in 1805, they signed the Treaty of Peace in Amity. On the first article, this is just going to be me summing it up. It essentially says that on one side of the peace agreement is going to be the President and the citizens of the United States, and the other side is going to be the Pasha and the citizens of the Tripolitan Empire. And that ends that in 1805. 10 years and 13 days later, we are at war with Algiers, pretty much their next-door neighbor to Tripoli. So we decide we're going to try and start things off a little easier. We go over there, send Stephen Decatur, who's actually a veteran of the first Barbary Wars and now a Commodore of the Navy. And our Navy was brand new at the time, essentially. We started it back in the first Barbary Wars because we had no Navy during that time. So we send him over there, and he decides he's going to use the same tactic that Tobias Lear did, talking with him and mix in the kicking the British out thing. The Dey of Algiers, Omar Pasha, I don't know if Dey is a king, royalty, or a president or something, but it's the leader, I guess. Omar Pasha could not care less. They're actually being backed by the British in this, so if anything, it makes it kind of worse. So that's out. So he decides if they're not going to talk peacefully, then they're not going to talk at all, and he's going to make them see their way. So he decides he's going to go back to America and sort of resupply and bring some more provocative or forceful, I guess you could say, tools. And those tools were the frigates, 3 frigates, the USS Macedonia, the USS Guerriere, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably not, and the USS Constellation, along with 7 other ships. And keep in mind, this war technically started on the 27th. June 30th, Omar Pasha signs the treaty. Yeah, that's how long it took. Not long at all. So that ends. On the second article, it says that the United States shall never have to pay any tribute, Whether it's a gift or a peace offering, no tribute will be paid to Algiers. And that is how we essentially got into a fight with pirates and won. Twice. So that's all I have for you, I guess, and until next time, I guess I'll end it off with the nice sound of a good old Mopar small block.